Oh, that really sped up there. Good morning, RJ. Hi, the High Empath, and hello, Chloe. See ya, class. Good to see you here. Welcome to the show. Wait for people to roll in. This is by, young man, or who is this by? Hold on. Can't remember his name here. Coyote. Coyote Underground, I think. Coyote Underground. Some interesting beats. Like it. Hey, B. Freeman, how you doing? Doing good, thanks, RJ. How are you? I can't, I forget what Indy's calling himself now, so maybe we can play some of his stuff at the end there, end of the show. Hola, amigos. So here's what we're going to be looking at today. What's it called again? Gornaya Shori Russia. Gornaya Shori Russia. Gornaya Shori Russia. So anyways, let's take a look at this. This is a study in Megalith. Doing great. It's a beautiful Sunday morning. Hi, G. Good to see you. Hi, Kim. Hi, just checking in Washington, D.C. for the March of Gaza. We'll be back later. Wow. Everybody wants people to die. So, Connor, let's take a look here at what we've got. So this is the area we're looking at. Oops. Gornaya Shori Russia. Give me one moment, guys. I'm going to leave you for a moment. I want to take some mushrooms. It'll be quiet for a minute. I thought this was a pretty exciting topic, though. It's a really cool megalith. Let's see here. Shroomed are cool. At war with our own species. It's crazy. Yeah, it is. I think it's nuts. So... yeah, that makes no sense to me. War with our own species. So let's take a close in look at this place. So it's Gornaya Shori Russia. So here's the spelling of it: Gornaya Shori Russia. Very interesting place. Some of you have probably seen these before. Oh, is there? So it's kind of so it's above China and Mongolia here. So it's over the border of Mongolia into a province that I can't say the name of, but one of the smaller provinces there. Hello, High Empath. Yeah. So, let's take a look at this. That is actually, let me just check that out. You see the green area where it's growing? In my world, or my belief, that's one of the horns of Tiamat, which is really cool. So this Gornaya Shori Russia is on one of the horns of Tiamat. There's Tiamat, desert being her eye, her snout, her mouth, beard, for those of you who haven't seen that before. They do present it quite well. Okay, so let's take a look in. Sure, yeah. Sure. Sort of the area before I got here, so there are some other interesting features in the area. Okay. So, see this mound of area here going along in this line. And here's where they're finding the megalithic blocks here in this area. You can see that they're scattered from their position here over to the right-hand side. So this is what we'll be looking at in more detail. See any comments here? Oh, hi, Marlena. Oh, okay. I'll see you tonight then. This area they're highlighting, not that much visible. We can see that there are stones and that they are scattered, but much else visible. We'll go back to this in a moment. We're going to look at their photos. Now, these are the close-up photos. Now, some of them may not seem like blocks in some areas, and I don't know why that is, but in areas like this, you can clearly see the blocks, and we will point out its megalithic nature later. But you see clearly that these blocks appear to be cut and placed. Let me get your comments on this image. Something went boom there to scatter those ones? Yeah, probably. Now, it could have been the flood because that came with cataclysm. So here are some other examples of the stones in the area. Now, there's one going to come up. See, now these ones don't quite look like they were placed, but it's if they're in that line, and they haven't excavated this area at all. Completely unexcavated, and there will be something later that I want to show you. I heard that there are some of the largest blocks found around. Yeah, that's correct, RJ. 33,000 tons. A little too man-made-ish. Yeah, exactly. So let's so this one was of special interest to me. We see what looks like scooping marks or imprints. This goes back to soft stone or softened stone. Now, some people believe in softened stones or geopolymers or cements, and that's good. My belief on this is that this stone was soft when they found it, and that they were molding it into various shapes or trying to, and that they used it in large blocks, and those blocks would be like large pieces of meat that would sit and mold to each other. And this type of image here kind of gives you that impression, because it looks as though somebody has either smushed into the rock or scooped out of the rock. That does not appear. So some type of a scooping or depression into the stone. This is one of the evidence for the megalithic theory. It does get better. Yeah, they are, right? Look at that. That's like Aswan. Okay. It's easier to stay in person, yet still people claim rollers and manpower for Egyptian pyramids. Yeah. Yeah, I think I don't know, I think it was manpower. Giant manpower. The idea is that what happens is these giants seem to have exponential strength the bigger they were. So yeah, like Play-Doh or clay texture, you mean, right? I think it would have been easy. Imagine if this here is a fingerprint, right? We're talking probably a person starting at around 60 feet, probably reaching 120. I bet those are at least a foot across each of those indents. So if those were done by um, a person, they would probably be 120 feet tall, which is one of the sizes of the giants. So let's see. Let's see what else we've got here. Look at some of the other images. Some nice, pretty clear, concise block work showing a lone block, but again, that's showing you the size of these things. Absolutely massive. You see cornering here where the blocks were put together. Looks like it's broken off in this area down here on the bottom right, but it does look man-made. This one does make me think man-made, but um, because it's cyclopean, the joints can be so close together. What do you guys think of this one? Does this one prove or disprove the case? Hey Koji, how you doing? Good to see you. Yeah, I like that thought too, eh? Of being like Play-Doh. I think it was much tougher than Play-Doh though. Kind of like a very old steak or something, right? I suppose it'd be probably more like pig meat. Now there's a pretty good one that does look kind of constructed, but disjointed and also. Now, there are some really good images. This one's really good. I like the top here. Man. See what appears to be constructed. Very old. Like, look at the weathering. Like, how old is this for these to be smoothed off like that? 1,000, 100,000 years, 200,000 years? It takes a long time to weather stone like that. There's one of the big 3,000 ton blocks, just massive. You can see the trees beside it. Look, there's a bloody tree growing right beside it. That's probably a 50-foot tree. Maybe not, but just ridiculous sizes. Yeah, there's a tree just leaning up against one. There we go. See, they like these standing stones at one time too. Yeah, you can see through that joint all the way. I thought that was really cool too. And a lot of these do look like they could be natural, but there is a point where the natural part just kind of fades away. We don't have it here yet. But look at the size of that. That's so he's a 6-foot man. So this is probably about 16 to 18 feet high. Now God knows how long because he's not at the end of it. What is that? That's a tree. Just massive. Baalbek. Oh, how big are the trilithon stones? Are they that big? That one, 6, 12, 18, 24. That one's like 26 feet high. That's incredible height. Some say natural because we think we can't be done by people. Well, maybe not people our size. Mountain Kunlun spine. Looks like the Peru megaliths. There is an example of that. We'll get to that. I think that was all the photos they had. Okay. So the Scoop Mark one was really awesome. Look at now is I'm going to show you that this doesn't just, it's not just here. They're claiming it's a wall. Okay, it's a wall. But walls are usually used for separation or enclosures. So let's find out if we can find a separation or enclosure. We're finding white stones that continue up along this way. And we do see kind of a shape forming in the form of an arc. Now we don't see white stones there. We do see landscape that doesn't seem to want to gnaw. Let me back out for a moment. Back to that area. So there it is there. There's that curve we saw. Show you down here. Down here it curves as well. And what do we find on the other side is similar white stones. So let's take a look at the whole area here. So it does appear that there could have been a wall running in a almost rectangular pattern with curved edges. A curved edge up here that's been knocked down. Some of the large blocks. So I think that they've made a corral type area or an enclosure. Probably running along this area here. Now, there may have been other areas too. We have this white line up here, extra megalithic blocks. It could be scattered from another area, or it could be its own area of construction. I don't know. But these large blocks look fairly well cemented in the ground in a line. So how big was this area? Oh. But these walls were over 100 feet high. Now, what would you need to build a wall 100 feet high for? Hi, not Chiquita. Good to see you. Like a garden brick wall, yeah. Hi, Karen, smooches. Puff, puff, and pass. Yeah, let's do a little puff, puff. Let's see. Earth, follow them. There are many straight lines on your earth, follow them. Right. Yep. Yeah, it is a very little known site, RJ. Was hoping for a human or some known for size comparison. Well, the walls are about 120 feet high. We'll take a small look. Come on, stop that. Let's see, this is on Odyssey, so we should share. So, this is awesome because this does show some really good views from drones and such. So, I'm going to turn the volume off and let the video play after a little bit. We're going to get a little bit of information out of them. Look to be facing the wrong way for defense. Yeah. Texas has giant walls too, does it? Cool. Attack on a Titan comes to mind? Yeah, exactly. The Titans, though, well, I don't know if that would stop the Titan. I calculated 3,000 Ls to be 6.66 miles. At 3,000 Ls, but there were much smaller ones, obviously. Like we were just discussing earlier, if that was a thumbprint or a fingerprint, the creature probably would have been around 120 feet tall. If you look at it in this way, your finger or your thumb is about an inch across. So take it from that. What was attack on a Titan was real. Humanity got wiped. Yeah. And well, I think the Titans did get wiped out, but there were giants as well. They became the elites, possibly. A lot of people think they have the reptilian gene. I think we come kind of from giants, not the Titans.
Undisturbed for thousands of years. It was in this remote wilderness, far from the prying eyes of civilization, that a discovery talent and bedrock understanding of nature. It was in 2013 when a team of 19 researchers led by Georgy Sidorov embarked on an expedition to explore the area located on Gornaya Shori, a mountain rising 3,600 feet above sea level, situated in a secluded region of Russia.
That's a country there. See, they've got some great images, great drone footage.
A mountain rising 3,600 feet above sea level, situated in a secluded region of Russia. This area was once inaccessible, guarded by checkpoints during the
When you look at that, you wonder how underground
Soviet era. The expedition was initiated based on intriguing reports from the area about the presence of numerous unusual megalithic objects in this remote location. Upon arriving at the specified location, the research team was shocked at what they stumbled upon. It appeared as a gigantic super megalith, so mysterious that it defied the chronicles of human.
There you go. See the top image there? Now, I don't know if that's the same area. If it's the same area, there's one section of preserved wall. Look at the seam lines on that. That is almost seamless. Those stones were not chiseled together. They were probably just laid together. And again, they show the markings on the bottom there where it looks like somebody's either scooped or imprinted on it. Even that stone in the middle looks like it's been, shaped and played with.
In history, the Gornaya Shori megaliths, stone blocks, to be granite surfaces and right angles. What was even more shocking was the estimated weight of the stones, which was more than 3,000 tons. This would make the Gornaya Shori megaliths the largest megalithic stones ever discovered in human history. The systematic arrangement of the granite rocks hinted at intentional design. a purposeful architectural effort that went beyond mere natural formation. They were meticulously stacked one atop the other, reaching a height of approximately 140 feet. The sheer size and scale of these stones immediately posed a baffling question. How were such enormous blocks carved, transported, and assembled in such a remote and challenging landscape? According to Sidorov's notes, the structures were around 100,000 years old. Time pushed back the boundaries of known human architectural endeavors by tens of thousands of years. This revelation was not just surprising, it was revolutionary. It suggested the presence of a civilization with advanced knowledge and capabilities long before what was traditionally accepted in the annals of human history. Georgy Sidorov and his team were astonished by the colossal size of the structure. The magnitude of the discovery of a monument like this was incredible, one that remained hidden for eons, a silent witness to the path of time, possibly to the rise and fall of an unknown civilization. The insights and observations written by Sidorov would prove crucial in unraveling the mysteries of this enigmatic site. The site of the huge granite blocks, meticulously stacked in a wall suggested a level of architectural sophistication that was previously unimagined in that era. Sidorov noted the construction's resemblance to other ancient megalithic structures such as stone.
Look at that. This is
meticulously stacked in a wall of polygonal masonry, suggested a level of architectural sophistication that was previously.
So we've got drill holes, kind of. Maybe. That's a very circular hole. We've got polygonal joinery right here. And we have the scooping right here. So they are highlighting a lot of features showing
in that era.
The megalithic.
Sidorov noted the construction resemblance to other ancient megalithic structures such as Stonehenge and the Egyptian pyramids, yet unique in its own right. The comparison was not just in terms of the sheer size, but also in the mystery of the purpose and functionality of the structure as recorded by Sidorov were.
Look at those seam marks. That's perfect. You can't get better than that.
Staggering.
Go up. So this one is just amazing. If if this is a part of it, which appears to be, you can even see that they've got areas where they've lost stone or there was no stone
the wall,
there. Interesting
as
type
he referred to it, was around 700 feet in length.
Smaller stones stacked on top, underneath gigantic megaliths.
The individual stones were about 60 feet and 23 feet in height. These figures were not just numbers, and at a monumental human feat that possibly the presumed technological limitations of the time. Sidorov and his team considered various theories regarding the origin of the structure. One prevailing hypothesis was that it was the product of an ancient civilization, one that possessed technology and knowledge far beyond what was previously thought possible. This theory raised numerous questions about the capabilities of ancient peoples and the potential existence of a sophisticated civilization that had somehow been lost to history. Adding to the enigma, Sidorov reported that there were circular holes on some of the stones, seemingly perfect in roundness. Even more astonishing were things observed on the stone. It appeared as though in certain areas, stones had been melted, hollowed out, or reshaped. Sidorov attributed these meltings to some sort of ancient rock fusion that was implemented on the wall. He also wrote of the possibility of a powerful thermonuclear explosion or a similar destructive force, as there were many megalithic rocks that were scattered around the site, seemingly blown away by a powerful force. All this raised even and the fate of its builders. The complexity of the site was further highlighted by Sidorov's description of additional structures in the vicinity. He spoke of a strange cyclopean construction of vertically set boulders standing on a giant foundation. Moreover, Sidorov recounted how during their expedition they encountered unexplainable phenomena. The compasses of the entire group behaved erratically, deviating inexplicably from the megaliths. This phenomenon led to speculation about a negative geomagnetic field in the area, possibly a residual effect of some sort of ancient energy field. This phenomenon of geomagnetic anomalies is not unique only to Gornaya Shori, as it has been observed at other ancient. It often leads to discussion advanced understanding of the Earth's magnetic fields manipulate or utilize these forces in ways that are not yet understood by modern science. Unfortunately, the worsening weather conditions limited the ability of Sidorov and his expedition to explore further. It provided invaluable insights into the layout and scale of the ruins. As the team departed, the sense of mystery only deepened. The immense size and unexplained origins of the Gornaya Shori megaliths represented a puzzle that was far from being solved. Yet, the question arises, if these structures were indeed built by humans and not a natural formation, then how could an advanced civilization thrive in such an inhospitable location, a place known for its harsh climate and extremely severe winters? What would motivate them to settle in such a challenging environment? Wouldn't it have been simpler for them to migrate southward to warmer territories and establish their settlements there? During the peak of the last ice age, around 20,000 years ago, Siberia, along with much of the northern hemisphere, experienced a profound climatic shift. Despite the colder climate and the spread of ice sheets, however, the conditions in Siberia were relatively more favorable than those in Europe and North America. In contrast to the extensive glaciation that enveloped North America and Northern Europe, Siberia was not. The region was predominantly characterized by the Mammoth Steppe, an expansive biome marked by cold, dry conditions, yet abundant in grasses and herbaceous plants. This unique ecosystem supported a diverse array of megafauna, such as woolly mammoths, woolly rhinoceroses, and other large herbivores, as well as the prey. This rich environment provided ample resources for the support of populations, offering both food and materials essential for survival. In fact, archaeological discoveries such as tools and artifacts have already proven that there were human populations living in Siberia during the Ice Age. The most fascinating of these discoveries was when Russian scientists uncovered a site corresponding to the last Ice Age where ancient hunters lived. The site was filled with stone tools, ivory weapons, and the butchered bones of mammoths, bisons before the present. That would be about twice as old as Monteverde in Chile, the most ancient human life known in the American continents. Donald Grayson, a paleoanthropologist at the University of Washington in Seattle, said the discovery is very significant because it is so much earlier than any other proven evidence of people living in the frigid lands of Siberia. In contrast, much of northern Europe was engulfed by thick ice sheets, making vast areas uninhabitable. The ice severely limited human mobility and resource availability. Human settlements in Europe were primarily concentrated in the southern regions, which, though free of ice, still endured a cold climate. These areas served as a refuge for humans and animals, but the resources available were scant compared to the abundant mammoth steppe of Siberia. In this context, if Iberian megaliths were indeed erected during the Ice Age, it suggests that their bases that not only adapted to, but also prospered in the cold climate. The relative wealth of resources in the Mammoth Steppe would have supported larger human populations, enabling them to engage in significant construction projects. The discovery of the Gornaya Shori megaliths has also reignited interest in alternative historical theories. Some researchers have speculated about the floodization society that existed before a cataclysmic event wiped out much of humanity's early history. This theory aligns with global myths and legends, which often speak of civilizations that vanished under mysterious circumstances. Intriguingly, the site of Gornaya Shori, despite its potential historical and archaeological significance, has not been the subject of follow-up research and archaeological efforts. This lack of continued investigation into such a potentially revealing site raises several questions and adds a layer of mystery to the already enigmatic stones. The official stance of the Russian Federation regarding these megalithic structures is that they are merely natural formations. Yet without a comprehensive and thorough archaeological examination, how can we be sure that the massive and unusually structured stones are purely the product of natural geological processes?
That's quite a bit of information about the area. So it's a huge, huge structure. Yeah, why are the Russians more open to disclosure about paranormal oddities? Well, maybe they're more open to our real history, you know. Burma are cat people. Okay. The Alien Races book. It states Putin was chosen to start the avalanche of disclosure in one of the appendixes. Oh, okay. Interesting. Okay, so we do have some images to share. Let's see, where are we there? Not it. There we go. So this is one of the blocks at the area, Gornaya Shori. And we can see on the end of this what is a nub. And we see those at other megalithic sites. That's why I pulled up this image, because it is a nub. And we see that in a lot of the Cyclopean, well, in all of the Cyclopean work around the world. We see it even on the pyramids. In South America we see it. And here we see it as well. So when we find these nubs and these other things, we can be pretty sure that we understand the construction to be soft stone. Whether you believe it was softened or it became soft or was made soft. These nubs do depict softened stone. Okay, that image is... All right. This is in the same area again, Gornaya Shori, and we have the joinery marks and the pillowing that is seen all over the world in the Cyclopean. We even see it can show you the joinery, that the multifaceted joinery, where they just kind of mushed one stone right into another and made them fit perfectly. And we can see the joinery right there, and the pillowiness of these stones. Very, very pillowy. Yeah. It's an apparent leaked military briefing book. Okay, has lots of info. It's put out in 2012. Okay, our next image is you've seen before. Not a very great image, but again, it's the scooping and such of the rock. That almost looks like a footprint, like on the bottom, like somebody stepped in it. That could be. I don't know. Maybe somebody was scraping their toes on it. It could be fingerprints, could be scoop marks. They appear to be at least 1 foot across. I don't know. It's pretty amazing. Give me a moment here. Okay. Okay, those were the images I had to show of that. Now, this was found by somebody who was searching the area around here. That's a weird image. Yeah, it is. It is a weird image. Also found in this area was this. In a river. I have a better image of it. Now this looks like it could be just a continuation, a stone wall, not necessarily the one we were looking at, but a different one. I haven't located this one, but it looks like it's pieced together stonework in a river. It could be one layer of a wall that got completely wiped away. It's really neat looking. What do you guys think of that? Waterways for architecture. That's incredible. Spiral column. This is laying on the ground. There's a river running through it, so I don't know. It's a really neat image, and that was found in the area. Okay. I couldn't locate that myself. I did try. So let's go back to maps for a minute, because we were wondering, okay, so there's this place. What happened to it? There's around some interesting areas around here. I want to take a look at this area first, right here. This too. That almost looks like it's been hollowed out. Does not appear to be as if it's just scooped right out almost. Very bizarre. But anyway, let's go back. This was an area that interests me as well. This looks like a continuation of a wall. You can see right here. Similar structures, but a different color. Now, I don't know if this is a natural wall or not. I don't think we can get I don't think there's anywhere we can drop down here, unfortunately. But if you look at this area here, look at these radiating lines coming out this way. Can you see those in the landscape? Now, I was wondering if this area here could have been blown out by something that was here. There appears to be some rocks and stone that was moved in this area. See it all laying around my megalithic blocks. And this is just beside Gornaya Shori is here. So there may have been an entire... I'm thinking that this area was community. You see other circular looking patterns around. Now some of them are going to be rivers, but this one is. It's not ever, and we see some of these whites again. There you. But I'm wondering if this was a community and if they had some type of a accident. You know, was this a building at one time? This appears to be white stone again. It's just completely shattered if it was. Let's see what you guys have. Highlighting the dark. Good to see you. It's not near the area of the Russia's supposed underground research. Possibly. The community on the inside or outside of the wall. I think there was a bunch of them. I think there was a bunch of enclosures. And that they had the community inside the walls. See if it's still there. I was going to open up an entirely new tab because there was a area up over here. Going to river. If I can find it again. Okay, this was another interesting spot on the river. And we find all these areas with these rocks. I think that's snow. Snow. No. Oh, I can't find it again. There was a village. No. There was a village with an area beside it that looks molten. And I'm on. I can't find it at the moment. I should have opened up another tab because it was really interesting. It looked like it had what looked like a lava flow in the area, but it was being mined. And I know that we don't often mine lava, which has virtually very few constituents in it, very few metals and things like that. Otherwise, we'd just be sitting at the mouth of volcanoes waiting for metals and other things to come up. But they talked of having stone here as well. Some of the stone appears to be melted. So some type of a cataclysm probably went through here. I think even maybe two. The Russians do have a lot of interesting places. By accident, you think it sunk or something? I don't know. It could have been like they had two cataclysms. Maybe they had some type of a reactor meltdown. Or there was a cataclysm causing a reactor meltdown. Volcanoes produce lovely green gemstones. Okay. High sulfur content produces green. Right. I'm going to open up the floor right now. If anyone wants to pop in and chat, because it is chat as well. So Marlena didn't stick around, so I'm not going to do Gifted Tarot. I'll wait until tonight to do that. I'll show you what it is. Hold on. So Marlena has sent us a package. I won't let any of the labeling be showed, but there's a tarot deck in here that I'm very excited to see. So that'll be unpackaged tonight. May use them for remote viewing. See how they react to things. Okay. What is that called? Panther Chameleon. Yeah, the Panther Chameleon. I was going to do the Red Sea. I won't traumatize you guys today. Let's see, there's an anime they used something akin to lava energy. They mined from deep inside the planet called Darling in the Franks. Okay. One of my favorite. They have some wild tech in it and some great tidbits. There's an anime they use akin to lava energy. Okay. Interesting. Always looking for shiny things, especially stones. Yeah, it's nice if they're not glowing. All right. Go back. Good morning. I'm, is that the area? There are a few very interesting little areas around here. See, that even looks like they've built some type of a habitation in circular patterns in this area. It could be natural, could, but is this more of the same? We got down here. Just the landscape. White stone exposed. Are they just building enclosures all over the place? They might be. It's a very barren landscape. They're featured to the right, the one to the left. There you are. If we look at this area, is that a comet? Is that where a comet came in? It does look like it, doesn't it? It does look like the trajectory of a comet. Should keep the fire opals, yeah. Opalized plesiosaur, neat. There were a couple of markings in the very similar to that. There's nothing that goes there. They do have the circular mounds in Russia as well. I featured those in a show before, which are really interesting. I went and studied them, and what they found was there was a gigantic teardrop-shaped object in the ground that moved around, tunneling through the earth. It seems to be part of our defense system. Not that we're in control, obviously, but a defense system nonetheless. So let's focus in on here for a bit. I was looking for the genitalia of the Red Sea. I featured this on a previous show. Roger from Mudfall University has determined that this is a labia or a vagina, cloaca. And there are the structures. We can see this structure here is a round bulbous end, and it extends all around here where it terminates. We can find a similar structure on the opposite side. Bulbous end is right here in this area, going down and along, more washed out, but there it is nonetheless. Roger pointed out some of the anatomical aspects of this. I didn't watch the entire detail, but I can see it here. Some of the aspects, the seam running up, continuing. I don't know. It's really weird. Oh, you promised. What? Been curious about the Russian mounds? Yeah. It does look like a crater. I don't carry warm, glowy stones. The reptilians in Miami? I did that the other day. I looked at that. Really not much to it. It doesn't appear like anybody was startled by the figures that we saw walking. And it was almost impossible to tell if it was 1, 2, 3 people. Really not buying the story. And then again, there was, I heard the rumors of art students doing a project there as well. Kids, well, or kids just causing trouble. So that whole story, yeah, it was all BS, RJ. Total made up, fabrication, pretty much. Whole cloth. We watched the 30-second video of the figure, supposedly a 16-foot tall alien or something. Didn't look anything like, you couldn't really tell what it was. Hi, Dolly. But it was walking beside the police cars that had all their sirens going, and nobody was trained on the figure. Nobody was trying to subdue the figure. The figure was just walking beside all these cop cars with nobody doing anything. So I really, really doubt that there was anything to that. Totally fabricated, whole cloth. a regular video of nothing pumped up to be something. Possibly part of the alien agenda. You know, to push the idea of aliens. Even though when we remote view most ships, there's usually people there. We do see aliens in ships, but they've been with people. And most ships like the TR-3B and all these other craft, we generally see CIA, FBI, well, usually CIA, one of the three-letter agencies in control of it. Check out the timestamp from my laptop. Okay. The events of Timothy Albertino has been covering in South America seems more real. Yeah. Hi, Loretta. I've seen other videos of something glitching out, but then again, stops is a thing, yeah. Told by several people that they were going to pull the alien invasion thingy. Yeah, Oppenheimer, nurse, his private nurse, claimed that he kept telling her that over and over again. The final card. The final card. I suppose that's if they can't take us to war. If we refuse to go to war for them. Like, we're refusing a lot of stuff right now. People are saying no, which is the key to victory. Saying no down and ignoring these institutions. They look AI generated. I don't think it was. I think it was pretty grainy video. So, but yeah, if they can't take us to war, then they can pull the alien card and just start bombarding us from above. Really, that is a good idea, you know, just to get rid of us. You know, they want less population. But they still need us for some things, you know. Turn up for what? Yeah. Yeah, Project Bluebeam. It's what they'll do. They'll put some of their craft up in the sky and probably start bombing us, you know. Irradiating us with 5G in time. Say it's the effects of what they dropped or what they hit us with. Yeah, so they have to get into you. So yeah, an alien war wouldn't go well for most humans on Earth. Yeah, well, it would just be that bombing us from above, right? They do need us to experiment on. They can't life extension technologies without us. There are several diseases that they're still trying to find cures on. What you look at is there used to be a disease called, well, there is a disease called thalassemia that Bunny and Barry Sherman were doing research on in Canada. They owned a drug company that made products. One of them was ivermectin. They died a year before the pandemic started, suicide style. Three-letter agency suicide style. But they were doing research. They were vying for funding for research into the disease called thalassemia, of which there's two types of thalassemia. There's thalassemia A and B. And what it is there's groups of people of a specific ethnotype that have this disease. They're Ashkenazi populations in Turkey and in Israel. Thalassemia used to be isolated to those two populations until a few years ago. And then thalassemia made its way into Africa somehow. It's a genetic disease. It's passed on through the chromosomes. It's not something you can catch. So how did it suddenly start appearing in the populations in Africa, where there are a whole bunch of people from Eastern Russia, or sorry, Western Russia that went down there a few hundred years ago, only to have it show up in recent times? It's not a pretty place. Oh yeah. Yeah, that is the problem. They can make deadly things, but they can only make them so deadly. If they're too deadly, they die out too quick. You have to have an amount of time before it becomes lethal so that it can pass. See, things like Ebola, they were able to be isolated because of the time and the symptoms, right? They have, to get something spread worldwide that's deadly is actually quite difficult because of the death, right? We immediately isolate those areas and they don't get out. Now, there's a lot of people that believe that Ebola was actually a toxin that was released, that there was no actual virus. I'm not a proponent of virus theory. Um, so that's one other way to look at it. It could have been, again, they were mass inoculating people down there with various different things, and they are just pretty much experimenting on them whole cloth. So deadly disease is good, but you can only have it so deadly. There's a point where it's too deadly, and it won't proliferate enough. Yeah, where is Scotty? You're looking for that party feeling. Well, take your pants off, Loretta. That's what Scotty would tell you. Pants Saturday. Only military planes are allowed that high? Yeah. They stopped for some short periods of time. At least it seems. It's been so cloudy lately. Been hard to tell. He wears shorts. I'll have to confront him about that. We'll have to ask. That'll be wildly important. Some interesting names around here. Djibouti. I don't know. See, in Libya, you can tell Libya's a labia. So, but the red. Is there a place called Tampon around here? The past week has been seriously gray skies. We probably look like a small white dot currently. Yeah. I don't see it. It should be there, though. Maybe no, Alexandria was renamed. What about Kemet? What does Kemet mean? What is this structure here? This is something. This is part of it. So what part is that? See if we can find any. There's some fabric, skin, underneath anyways. Definitely tile wall here. Let's get up into this different here and see what it looks like. There's holes. Hmm. I'm not that good on dragon genitalia to tell you what that is. I'll have to go over Roger's video on it to make a good, clear deciphering of it. But the top is the bottom, so this is the top of the vagina, the bottom of the Red Sea, the southern part. So it's actually upside down. I find this absolutely fascinating. Hi, F Kitty. Good to see you. Some big eggs? That's a possibility. Maybe he's got a lady friend now. Kemet, Earth or Heaven. Looks very veiny, yeah. Kermit. Land of Frogs, yeah. I think that was done on purpose. Kermit and Kemet, very similar. Very similar. Right, let's do another smudge break here. I brought my pipe. Hi, Morgan, good to see you. Just a stream of your life. I just bust any thoughts of inequity among women and our friends who happen to be gay. Cool. Everybody gets a fair shake in this world. It's what you do with it, right? Life is what you make it. You must have said Yemen. My ears. Okay. Let's see if we can't choke Max out here. That's pretty smooth for the moment. That's right, all men. Yeah, that's true. There is one thing men can do that women can't. We can pee in the snow and write our names legibly. I've seen women try. They can write their names in the snow, but it's not that legible. Plus, you have to scoot around and shuffle, and you know, we do it from one spot pretty much. We might move to the side a little bit, depends on how long your name is, you know. The best weed ever, slurricane. I love it. You wouldn't even try? Okay. Now, apparently somebody has come up with a device to help you out with that, called a catheter. Yeah, you just need a lot. Well, you think so, Kitty? You practice and tell us how it goes. Yeah, the scoot and shuffle in the snow. It's got to be better than crotcheting, right? Couldn't do the cold feet. Yeah, you get the dribble down the inside of your legs too every once in a while. That's got to be uncomfortable, you know. It's not the same efficiency level. Turkmenistan. Where is Kazakhstan again? I was looking at that. There's a sauna. The most uh, cities I've ever seen. Place. Yeah, this is Kazakhstan, the Khazarian Empire, where the Khazarian Jews came from. This is the one of the, I believe it's the new capital city. Of Khazar, called, yeah, it's called, let's see if we can find the new construction. The city is being revamped completely. Look at these. This is the presidential palace right here. Look at this park. Very interesting here. The Phoenix. Interesting, eh? This is in Kazakhstan. It's a party, yeah, of construction, yeah. Being standing up in Mongolia for centuries. Okay. Yeah, they must have much more practice. Looks like a star fort. All right, so you ladies have got some practicing to do out there. Yeah, this is awesome. Here's their pyramid they built. But how I have featured this on a show. Here's the sperm monument. Stenamira. Sperm. It's the sperm. See, they know what's up. They know the whole story. And I believe in this landscape, they're actually telling the story. They're building out in this area. Starting to build out here. They're getting ready. So when we get some updates, maps, we'll see much more construction. But this place is a total landscape. See everything. They represent every aspect of known to man. See, look at that. That goes into an underground entrance to the pyramid here on all four sides. Here's the Phoenix. The presidential palace. Look at that place. How big is that? That's it's about 300 feet from side to side. So pretty big. That's his front and backyard. It's good to be president, eh? Look for ley lines, yeah. The whole construction it's incredible. The girls know what I mean? Yeah. I don't know what you mean. What do you mean, Dolly? A hands-on approach? I don't know what you mean, Dolly. Looks like an electrical board, of course. Yeah, it's a beautiful. At least parts of it are. Even tower here. The shadow from the tower. These are all living accommodations. Promenade. But the symmetry that runs through this place is just incredible. Guess they're going to add more, but it seems to tell a story. Spur, two towers. I don't know what they're building down here. Palace of Independence. Kind of cool. These were Jacob and Boaz. Let me see what the other one was called. University of Arts. So they have the right and left hemisphere covered. And a pillar in the middle. Let's see, show you that. Very, yeah, we'll go to this one here. See it. So the right and the left hemisphere, and here's the middle pillar represented with a eagle on top. I love the symbology on here. Yeah. Fancy yeah, circuit board palace. Somewhere in time. All usurped and repurposed. Horse and buggy didn't build these buildings across the realm. This is all new construction. Most of it. You can see it over a timeline. But yeah, the older Tartarian stuff. And it just featured Gornaya Shori, which probably 100,000-year old megalith back from the time of the giants. Giants roamed the earth. This does look very reminiscent of Tartaria, but it is all modern construction. Yeah, the place is amazing. Drop there. Okay, gives us a spot there. Oh, too far down to see the palace. But we can see across. We'll have to go to the other side, I guess. So this is his front yard. That's what he gets to look at. And here's the presidential palace. Beautiful. Beautiful building. Now this could be old construction. I don't know. They may have saved some of it. Looks like large block work. Canal lines aren't new. Restructured perhaps. Yeah, they could have built on old foundation. A common thing that's done. Ate chocolate, now your brain stopped. Yeah, I like Mr. Levy. Hi, Jenny. Good to see you. What's that? Doesn't the eagle represent sky stuff? Yeah. Also represents the brain. I think it would need to be galvanized like other metal. Increase the malleability. Yeah, I must have a large family, right? Yeah, probably has a massive basement. You saw that they went right underneath that pyramid, so they have no problem theming with any water there. So they seem to be able to do that quite well. It's on over here. So we can look at this monument. They have some beautiful, like it's all very glassy, but it's very well done. Oh, they even have their rainbow colors. Nice. They join the Skittles. Look at the egg. The egg-shaped building right there. They love their symbology. Things in threes. Things. You know, all the interesting architecture. They are nice looking buildings, but it is really modern stuff. It's the Sarah. Okay. These are hotels, I think. Can't really read the name of it. Everywhere around this place, like the new, is absolutely beautiful. Look at this housing. This is for the wealthy class that they've decided housing beautiful houses, and everybody else apartment. These are gorgeous. We don't get too close to these. Let's see if we can just drop there somewhere. It's a gated community, of course. Not for the richy rich over here. I guess that's where you're allowed to get in. Try that somewhere else. There are other communities that you can go outside of. Gated community. And I don't drop, no pin drops there. There are some pin drops close by. There we go. What? Okay. What is going on here? I have no idea what happened here. Did I drop right into the bathroom? What is going on here? What is this place? This is very disturbing. Here we have a room with pillars, but a giant pedestal in the middle. With a grate all around it. See the grate in the floor? That's disturbing. I suppose it could be for massage. Hey, maybe it's just a massage parlor. I'm hoping. Yeah, it looks like a sauna. Turkish steam bath. Okay, I'm feeling better about that. I have no idea how we got there. Okay. Let's try this again. I was supposed to be on a street view. But it wasn't. Let's try there. Again, we're inside somewhere. Hey, we're not going this way. That's fine. So here they're done making more construction. So this is the lower class area. So I think we're out here. Yeah. So we can see that this is the lower end construction for the plebes. There won't be any beautiful parks here. So it'll just be a jungle. Oh, looks like they have one little park. Maybe. But I was hoping to show you the pricey. I don't have blue roofs, Botanical gardens. Look at the geometry they use. Almost looking like the flower of life inside an egg. Sun. And a very purposefully built pyramidal shape here. It's an optic vision, but it does like a pyramid. Just an incredible place. Hey Robert, how you doing? So that's yeah, I've done an entire show, 2 hours on Astana. in Kazakhstan, where the king. Again, just insane amount of money that must be pouring into this area because they're reading the entire area. Yeah, there are a lot of gardens in this place. The promenade, like the central promenade up to the presidential palace and past it, is just replete with symbology. Doesn't like us talking about this subject? Yeah. Looks like they want it to be a star fort. It could be built on a star fort or on a previous foundation. Just like the Mormon temple in Idaho, its foundation goes down 30 feet plus. They didn't really even hit the bottom. So how far down does it go? You know, it's ridiculous. Right. So that's about all we've got for today. I'm gonna, that was everything I wanted to talk to you guys about. Let's go back and take a look at some of these. Megaliths. So here's some other examples. There's the one I showed you with the nub on the end. There were some really good ones. Now, not all of these are from that. This other area, Mausukipi. Let's go find that. See if we can. Mausukipi bike trails. Very interesting place. You can see the join work in that. Oh, there's a good one. Those like the triathlon, standing upright. Very amazing place. Giant stonework. I imagine that's the peak of it, but there are better examples in the area. This being probably 100,000 years old plus, it's weathered the storm pretty good. There's that really interesting scoop Mark 1. There's the top of the wall. See, it goes quite a ways. It goes along quite a long time there. Oops, wrong way. But very amazing stonework. There's the best one, the best preserved part of the wall. Gornaya Shori, they call it. So some really amazing stuff that happened probably 1,000 years ago. Yeah, we find 10 more. Why aren't there any links? Why aren't my links? What? I don't know. You trying to share links? There's one. Yeah, I see your link. Yeah, the Mormon temple. Absolutely. All right, good night, Karen. Lots of power generated there. Wall with a doorway, yeah. If you watch any aliens, they get different angles with their cameras that most shows. See different details on the stones. Okay. Well, I believe that the stone was soft at the time, Robert, and that there were giants around. So the stones wouldn't have been too hard to move because giants, they say, were exponentially strong compared to us. So, and I think it was just dead flesh. Or it could be a polymer or something else. But it's got the nubbing. We showed the nubs. Um, Roman altars. Oh, okay. Breaking up. Oh, no. I don't know what I have to repeat there off the hook. There are tons near these sites. I think I was just reading comments off the hook. Just another brick in the wall, yeah. Oh, that the stone they used was probably soft flesh at the time. Uh, After a cataclysm, or after a creature dies, it seems like they use the flesh of these creatures to build with, you know. Less artsy and more detail, other types of stones. Well, that you were sharing, or trying to share. Waiting for the comments to show up. Was that the... What we're looking here? Craziest 6-minute biker film you'll ever see. Okay. Gotcha. Guys, I'll have to take a look. We could make the world a better place. Well, all we need to do, there was an image from China where this guy was making bricks. He was a brick maker. And he had a machine, and he was taking people's body parts and putting them in the machine and making bricks out of them. I'm hoping he wasn't killing people to do that. My hope is that that was a post-flood image where they showed that they could use people to make bricks. But, yeah, that's a whole other theory and ball wax. If you mean we the people, yeah. Otherwise the controllers be the same result, different people. Some of the stone people, yeah. Go to Roger's channel. He's got a couple of examples of petrified people, petrified things. All right, guys, I'm going to shut it down. That's all we've got for today. So, yeah, it's an interesting site in Russia. Again, Gornaya Shori, probably ancient megaliths built by giants. Seemed that there were little people there too. Yeah, the terracotta army, really good stuff. All right, guys, much love to you all. Keep your third eye open until class tonight. Use your intelligence and your intuition. Bye-bye.